All right, what is good? New YouTube video, new series video, progress update number 2. We made a little progress on the eval and then set it back by a dumbass trade today. So I will let you talk. Take me through your week. How did it go? Good week, bad week. How are we feeling?
Okay, so the balance was 51.3K about before the week. Monday took a trade, $850, so it was about 2.2K. And then Wednesday looks like break even. Thursday break even, and then today I took a $600 loss pre-market.
Okay, so I know you were kind of talking to me saying, "Yeah, bro, I'm gonna pass the eval this week. Trust, bro, I'm gonna pass the eval." And then what did you do? You took a dumbass trade pre-market, which set you back. So obviously, gonna get into that on his mistakes, go over the trades, review the trades, analyze the trades, talk through what you were thinking, and then yeah. So overall, pretty much almost pretty much a break even week. Still able to pass the funded account next week. If you actually lock in, you bum. And then, yeah, so profit target is 3K. So what's your balance right now?
I am at about 1.6K.
So, bro, you can hit that shit in like one trade, low key, like one or two trades. So, it is what it is. But let's get into the trades and start reviewing the trade. All right, getting into the trades. This was Monday's trade, and I'm just gonna let you do the explaining. So take me through the exact thought process, why you took the trade, what you're seeing, what you liked, what you didn't like. Why did you take this trade?
Okay, so off market open, we obviously started running, and then I not didn't catch an entry anywhere in there to any draw. We started coming back down to this hourly low down here, and I caught like a tiny little base hit at the end of the whole move. And yeah, I mean, it was really easy to just tell. I mean, it was obviously going to take that low. So I just entered. Wasn't the best trade. I mean, it was just free to me.
Bro, that's literally the worst fucking explanation. Yeah, I could just tell the trader's gonna hit. What made you enter besides it just looked good? Like confluences, anything, bro?
Yeah. All right. All right. We rejected this gap. This looks like the best place to enter right here, not gonna lie, but we kind of just rejected this gap. I saw a decent or a really good flip, even though it was close to my internal low. I still took it. Kind of chasing price. Just it wasn't the best trade.
Okay, so I'll go over why I do like and don't like this trade, what I do like and don't like. So I was actually in a trade to that same exact draw on liquidity on Monday, but my entry was way higher up. So like I agree with the draw on liquidity. It was a solid draw on liquidity because if you hop on the hourly time frame really quick, go on go on the hourly, you see we are obviously in bearish structure and it's to the right, bro. It's to the right, bro. You're in like October, gang.
Oh, what the hell? Oh, wait. Yeah, it's this gap. It's this gap right here. It wasn't hourly low.
No, that's not the trade. I don't believe.
Uh. Oh yeah. What am I thinking? I'm so stupid. All right. Yeah. It's right here.
Yes. Okay.
That's right here.
So move up a little bit. Move the chart up a bit. So you see on the hourly, we're in clear bear structure. You see we reject that hourly gap up there. You see we take out that hourly high, put it in a wick, reject the gap, and obviously we had a 930 low, hourly low that we put in. So in my opinion, like I fully agree with the draw on liquidity, strong draw, and overall bear structure. And I was personally in shorts to the same draw on liquidity. But what did I say literally last week? Do not chase price when you have missed the entire move and you missed the entry way up top when it's actually valid because you see price finally displacing the draw on liquidity and decide, fuck it, let me just enter a trade. Which I'm not saying it's a bad trade, but you've done this, like this was your trade last week, this was your trade this week. You literally missed the real entry to the draw on liquidity and you just FOMO in and it's played out both times. And I'm not saying it's the worst trade, but like you're just chasing price, bro. Like, so go back to like the 5 minute time frame. Come on, bruv. Come on, bruv. Okay, yeah. So go to the 5. Right? So obviously, like you had the draw confirmed, like obviously good draw, but then look where your entry is, bro. You're entering at like again, like this is really not the worst trade, but you see how like you like as a continuation trader, yes, you're trying to catch a move to a draw, but like when you enter in at the very bottom of the move, like it's just so much more risky. So let me go over the best entry for this trade and what I think you should have taken. So go to the 1 minute. Oh, brother, this might take a minute. Okay, so zoom in on the 1 minute.
I can tell you what the best entry is too.
Then tell me, Buster.
All right, I think it's right here. This looks like a 5 minute gap. Actually, no, never mind. It's just a solid gap, and we obviously tap it, get a really good flip. Even though price is 83 points, I could have just scaled down since my consistency rule is 50% on 3,000. That's 1,500. I would have had to scale down to micros, but that was the best entry for this trade, I think.
Yeah, okay, so toss your projection tool up where that entry is, where you think the best entry is. But you already have it out, just drag it, gang.
I'll just do this, chill. Yeah, I mean, it's really high RR trade too. But
no. Okay, so that is not where your stop loss would be. So remove that one. Okay, so typically this is some things I say and something I will preach. So whenever you're entering off a relatively shallow retrace, especially with this New York volume, yeah, okay, zoom out a little bit, chill. So especially with this New York volume, like we are trading with a lot of volume, when you're entering off like a somewhat shallow retracement and a 1 candle or 2 small candle retracement, you need to rock a bigger fucking stop loss, bro. There is no need to rock a tight ass stop loss on this trade, when in reality, move it up higher to that previous displacing candle body high. Yes, right there. That is where the stop should go, because yes, you are entering because I'm pretty sure like your thought process was after that big displacement candle that essentially confirms your draw lower, like boom, displacing towards the draw lower, that confirms it, and then you're entering off a shallow retrace into that gap. But price could very well just throw another wick up into that gap, and retrace a little bit deeper than that gap. So when we have a shallow retracement, you need to rock a bigger stop loss. The reason, like the only case scenario where you're rocking a big stop is when we actually have like boom, like a smaller stop where it's just playing just playing the displacement candle, is when we actually have like a multiple candle retracement and multiple candle flip. That is where you play it at that is where you play your stop at like the body, like your entry body high. But when it's just one small candle, when price could very easily go right back up into that gap and stop you out on your draw, and the trade is still valid, right? Because okay, like let me ask you this: if price were to go up, take you out where your stop was, and whip that gap and still flush lower, right? Like that trade would still be valid, and your stop loss is not safe. So when you're taking a trade off a shallow retracement, you need to rock a bigger stop loss, and you need to play it a bit safer. Again, especially in this volume, you could have easily gotten back down on that. So on this trade, I think this is the best entry, the best stop loss, and I think this is really clean. So one, you chased price all the way lower. You missed the entry again this week. I don't know why you didn't take that. That shit was fire. But you chased price and then just kind of stop loss critique. When you have a shallow retracement with like a lot of volume, you need to rock a bigger stop loss because you could easily get wicked out on that. And I also heard you say I needed to scale down to micros for my consistency. Just a point of advice: if you are not taking a trade because of your consistency, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Bro, just size down. Like, if it's like, oh, I'm gonna make too much on this, my stop's too big, just size down, bro. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
That's not what I was saying. I was just saying that if I took it, I would need to size down. I'm not saying I didn't take it because I didn't size down.
Okay.
I don't know how I missed this though.
Okay, but yeah, I mean, I know you said that previously. You're like tripping about consistency, but like, bro, just figure out your sizing and then size accordingly to whatever you're risking and whatever you need to make. But whatever. This was Monday's trade. That's a critique. He chased price and just a quick critique on entry and a quick lesson on stop loss on shallow retracements. But again, drawing liquidity was right. I was literally in the same exact trade, and yeah. So let's go on to the next trade. All right, here is trade number 2 on the week. I believe this was Wednesday, right?
Yeah, it was Wednesday.
All right, so I'm gonna let you do the same thing. Explain it. Why'd you take it? What'd you see? What did you like? What did you not like? Explain everything about this trade.
Okay, so I saw we were displacing down after we started pumping off market open, and we have this nice hourly low again, and we were displacing towards it. I took this with 3 micros because it was such a big trade. Yeah, 138, and it was just off good displacement. I thought it was a good retracement and a really good flip. I mean, it didn't play out. I got break even. So, I mean, it's not a loss, but it didn't play out.
Okay, so I actually don't mind this trade. But so obviously I remember this day. I ended up taking. Hold up. You see, go to like the 9:30. Pretty much open over there like that. Yeah, I pretty much took longs on that day. Um, it was like, it was somewhere. It was like left more, left more, left more. No, bro, no, market open. Holy shit. All right, it doesn't fucking matter. All right, go back to your trade, bro.
All right, whatever.
So yeah, okay. I don't really mind this trade because I took longs to highs above, and then we obviously were dumping like insane. Like we pumped 300 points, dumped 300 points, and yeah. So obviously, if you like once we dumped that aggressively, we are more than likely going to take out lows below because if we were going to continue higher, or if we expand and then just start stalling, we would obviously not dump 300 points, right? So it's a pretty solid idea in terms of drawing liquidity, and you do have the draw, right? We go down, take the draw, and I generally do not mind this trade. So I know in the 5 minute we went up, took out kind of those 1 minute highs, rejected a 5 minute gap, and you're simply just entered off displacement, and we get a good displacement below those lows. Again, I would mitigate to break even the same exact point.
Yeah, I was break even right here.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely mitigate break even at the same point. Just unfortunate it got wicked out. But a few things I did notice on why this trade definitely did get wicked out. So like, just do you see all the candles to the left? How? Hold up. Okay,
Yeah,
zoom out.
it's
Zoom
almost
out of
like
it.
we
Zoom out.
Yeah.
Zoom out. So you see how above we are like displacing with no hesitation. Okay, zoom out a little bit, bro. You can see the fucking leg up. Yeah, so you see up there how there's like literally zero hesitation, displacing cleanly, not chopping around, not wicking. And then you see more towards your entry, you see we start wicking, you start seeing smaller candles, and you see we're not delivering as cleanly as we were, right? So I feel like if this trade were to have kept up that same exact volume to get a really clean retracement, with again, like I'm not saying this was not a clean displacement for an entry, this looks like the most displacing candle that entire leg, but you see how price slows up and starts getting wicky, and then kind of when you see price slow up like that, wicking like crazy, you can definitely expect to possibly get wicked out of the trade because especially when price slows down after like displacing and trending really hard in one area and then randomly out of nowhere it starts wicking like that, like you can expect you possibly could get wicked out of the trade because obviously what you want to see when catching a trade is just no hesitation, no wicks. So okay, I do want to show my trade. It's like 9:45 almost. So you see that displacement candle? No.
Yeah.
Lower, lower,
Uh,
lower, lower,
Here?
lower. Holy fuck. Yeah, okay. To the right a little bit.
Here?
One more. Yes, it was that candle. So pretty much on my trade, we got a strong ass 5 minute candle closure, rejecting out of a gap below after taking out lows, and then I entered off displacement 2 hourly highs. And you see, like here in my trade, how there's no real hesitation. Like boom, we get a strong flip off the lows. we retrace into that like biggest 1 minute gap, and we keep moving swiftly, and there's no real wicks, there's no real hesitation in price compared to saying your trade. You see how there's blatantly a lot of wicks and price is slowing down. Obviously, I'm not going to say in volume because we're trading with insane volume, but you can just see with your own eyes that candles are slowing down. So on your trade, it's not really bad. Like flipped extremely hard, dumping towards lows. You reject a 5 minute and display start of the 5 minute. I do feel like you mitigated to break even at the right point, but again, like when you see those type of candles and price slowing down and wicking, you can definitely expect to possibly get chopped out of that trade at break even or possibly a loss. So that's really my only critique for that trade. It's not really a bad trade. Just unfortunate you got wicked out, and it did end up delivering to the draw. So it is what it is. Break even trade on Wednesday. Now let's. I mean, do you have any questions about this one?
No, I mean, I just thought we were gonna like almost flush to the lows after that displacement, but we slowed down in price a little bit before that, so I understand now.
All right. Let's go to the next trade. All right, this
Okay.
is now Thursday's trade. This was the day we dumped 1,000 points. Ridiculous. I ended up catching pre-market longs this day, and then I was not really trading New York session or was not watching the charts for this dump because I was already up pretty well on the day. But obviously, we dumped 1,000 points as a continuation trader. That is some shit you want to capitalize on. So I will let you explain your trade you took here. Go ahead, Buster.
Okay, so start in New York, we were chopping a little bit, and then we ended up dumping, obviously 1,000 points, which is unbelievable. And this was a brutal break even. I took it with like 2 or 3 micros, I think, because obviously look at our volume, 229 point TP, and it got taken like 15 candles if I didn't get break even, which honestly, I don't think this was. Here, I'll explain my trade first. So I entered off this shallow retracement here. We were dumping so hard, I thought we didn't, there was no reason for price to come back up and all of this. Like, yeah. So I saw shallow retracement, really good flip. And then first candle, it came down here. This was my break even, really shallow break even.
Hold up. Zoom in a bit because it's probably hard to see that for like on the screen. Just zoom in.
Okay, so price came down. This was my break even right here, and I went break even as it got hit, and then almost. I mean, basically, yeah. I mean, I got break even, same candle almost. Candle closed maybe like a point above my break even, and then next candle break even. And I can also, after the last trade, I think I can explain why this is bad. You want me to go for it?
Go at it.
All right. So the trade idea isn't invalidated, even if price comes back up here, because we got a gap we can respect, and we did. So I think I should have just waited for a good fill on my trade to go break even instead of going so close at the internal high, and I just got wicked out almost. And yeah, I mean, it was such a quick break even, and my trade wasn't invalidated if we went back to my entry point. So that's why it wasn't a good trade.
All right.
I mean, it wasn't a good break even.
All right. Just zoom out to the 5-minute time frame real quick. So do you see how, like, bro, this is rare. This is like so rare. Like, bro, I guarantee we will never see a 1,000 point dump for like months. And you see how dead ass every single retrace is getting eaten up like that. Like every single 1 minute candle is getting eaten up, and just we are dumping with the draw lower, right? So go back down to the 1 minute. I mean, you pretty much set up because, like, bro, like when we're jumping like that and your break and like it's such a quick break even, bro. Like, yeah, obviously you wouldn't want to get like wicked out, but bro, like your break even was literally fucking 2 points. Like you literally said it. We break even you in one candle, right? Like when we are dumping like that, like you're gonna expect like price is probably gonna keep dumping, bro. So I don't know why you're playing like ultra safe go and break even within like an instant, which I think you just should have had more confidence in the trade because obviously you took it for a reason and you said like you had a gap above that could hold price lower. You're entering off displacement and like, bro, there's always gonna be like an 85% chance you get break even on that if you're like literally going break even within the same exact candle, right? So like yeah, it would have been ideal if your entry was a bit higher, but in my opinion, in this current conditions, which are very, very rare, like because typically I always go break even at internal lows. Like that is a mechanical part of my system. But when we are like again, this is a rare case scenario. When we are dumping like this and just everything is getting eaten up and we're just printing bearish order flow, like bro, you just gotta have more conviction on that. You just have to have conviction lower. And you just trailed way too quick. It was like an instant break even, and I like the trade idea was still valid, and you just got wicked out, and it was kind of a silly loss to take. When, in my opinion, like just looking at it, I would fully expect price to I would fully expect price to deliver I would fully expect price to deliver lower no matter what because we did go up and tap a 5 there in like the biggest dump of all time with displacement. So your trade idea was not really invalidated, and you trailed way too quickly, and then it played out. So yeah.
I mean, yeah. And now looking at it, now that I went on the 5 minute, we did actually tap a 5,
That's
which
what I was saying, bro. I was like, bro, like, do you really think your trade idea is gonna get fully invalidated because one little wick because you trailed
yeah.
like extremely early because you have I don't know, bro. But like, yeah, like that trade was most likely gonna play out, bro. And yeah, you just trailed way too quickly. And again, this is like a rare case scenario because typically I do like to mitigate risk and definitely like mitigate when we hit internal lows like that. But in this case scenario, where every single candle is printing bearish, like you just have to have conviction in that and notice the current conditions we're in and have conviction in holding that trade. So it is what it is. Break even on Thursday. Do you have any questions about this guy?
No.
All right, let's go to Friday, where you were an idiot. So let's get to that. All right, now this
Okay.
was today's trade, Friday. What did you take today? Explain it.
Okay, so this was pre-market at about 8:30. Target being this absolutely monstrous 4-hour gap right here that I marked. And I took it off a good flip on a retracement that respected a 5-minute gap, and we ended up chopping off my entry, and I trailed. Since I hated this chop so much, I trailed it to about right here, and I got stopped out right on this candle. So you can actually go about here, right there.
All right, so reasons why you took this trade were retracement, flip, 4-hour
Yeah,
gap.
I mean, before this, it looked like we were going to go to this 4-hour gap. Like, I don't know, we were displacing towards it for the most part. And yeah. But,
What?
hold on. All right, yeah, you can explain, but I'll say what I have.
All right, yeah. So there is a multitude of reasons why this trade is dog shit. Firstly, let me just go on. So just go on the 5-minute time frame, and that will explain itself. So this is actually a really important term and thing you need to learn, right? So I like to call it multiple drawn liquidity confirmation. So zoom out a little bit more. So you see how we take session highs, right? So you zoom out a bit more. So you see how we sweep out session highs and okay, so like right, you obviously missed a trade to session highs. We sweep out session highs, and you see how we have not confirmed trading above session highs, right? So like this could go for a high or a low, but let's say you're just like right. So there's a drawn liquidity higher. We sweep out a drawn liquidity prior. So boom, draw higher. We just swept out a high. And in order for you to have confirmation and conviction taking a trade to that next high, you need to see a strong candle closure and a strong breakout above that previous highs we just took, right? So you see how we take out session highs. Boom, Asia high, London high, taken out. Cool. And you see how we have not traded above that area yet? So that is like an area of rejection, and we have not confirmed that we are going to trade above and past that area to the next round of liquidity. Because looking at price right now, where you entered, that is not telling me we have confirmed and we are going to trade to that next 4-hour high. But if we would have got a strong ass 5-minute candle closure above that point in price where we rejected like that session high area, right where you entered, if we would have confirmed above that, started trading above it, and then you get a continuation, that would have been a good trade. But when you're taking a trade in a point of rejection, when we have not confirmed to the next round of liquidity, you get stopped out a fuckload of times. Like, this is the biggest thing I see everybody do. Like, it happens way too often. We sweep out a higher low, we have not confirmed to the next area and price, that is like drawing liquidity, and you just get chopped up because we have not confirmed above or below that area, right? That is exactly what happened to you. We have obviously not confirmed higher, we are still trading in that point of rejection, and you get faked out by a displacement when we have not confirmed higher, and you get obviously chopped out, and we deliver way later in the day. But yeah. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, obviously not, because you had a lot of conviction in that trade. So is like why did you have such high conviction when we have not confirmed to the next round of liquidity yet, or have you just never heard that concept before?
I was mostly on the 1 minute, which is really bad because you should always make sure it looks clear on higher time frames before you go in a trade. But
I'm not saying it doesn't look clear. Like, that's a clean ass entry, but just like logically thinking, we have not confirmed to the next round of liquidity. So I wouldn't say it's 1 minute time frame is the issue here. I think it's like the issue is just failure to realize that like zooming out on price is not confirmed to the next draw yet. So like, did you even understand that, or like know that was like a sketchy way to trade? Like, because
no, I didn't.
Yeah. Because, bro, that's like, oh my god, bro, that's the biggest reason for losses. I feel like so many people get chopped up trading in a point like, boom, we reject a low, get a fake out displacement candle right back in the same direction, boom, you get chopped up because we have not confirmed for the next round liquidity. And that was exactly what happened here. So, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, and then honestly, your stop loss.
It was below that 5 minute.
Okay, yeah, I mean,
because it's kind of a protected low.
Yeah, I mean, stop wasn't bad. It's just, again, just failure to realize where price is, and we have not confirmed above. Like, so zoom out a bit more. Right, like, hold up, get your like path tool on. Yep, and then draw where you think would be confirmed. Like, draw what I just described, and I just want to see if you understand it. Like what? Like
it would have been like up here.
Draw it.
Like what?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like we just need to confirm above that area where price has been trading, because it's just simply not confirmed. Like, yeah, that's a really clean entry system, good displacement out of a 5-minute gap, but again, that means nothing when it means nothing when everything else is not aligned. So yeah, and then you took just a silly loss, just selling yourself back, dumb. Do you have any questions?
No, but I have something that looked amazing. This was 2 Asia and London highs. I wasn't on the charts. This was pretty early. This was 7:40. Kind of mad I missed it, but that's FOMO, so actually no, I'm not mad. I mean, we are displacing towards both of these session highs. We get a good retracement and almost like a perfect flip. I would have entered right here. And this is like good size too. Yeah, 50 points. I could have taken that with 1 mini and it would have been perfect.
I think it's more confirmed on that second candle, but
I mean, I saw this candle shows me like rejection of this low, and it closed at its highest point, so it's kind of promising.
I don't know. I mean, bro, like the entire like obviously I showed you the videos explaining every single thing that goes into this model and system, and like the idea behind it is the retracement needs to be invalidated, and I don't really think the retracement was invalidated with that one candle. But on the second candle, that shit's A+. Like, that's an A+ trade. Like, entering on the second candle, It's fucking fire.
Yeah, all right.
But you got any other questions about the week? Anything you didn't understand?
Uh, no, I mean, what I learned, I mean, break even. I got to have more confidence in my trade. I can't go break even right away because just got wicked out.
Again,
And I'm
also the
on a
main reason
banger
behind
trade,
that.
too.
And also the main reason behind that, because typically I do go break even at internal lows. But you just need to understand the current conditions where we were dumping at 5 billion points and so like in certain
Yeah.
conditions I would say yeah I would mitigate to break even, but in that condition we're dumping and we're most likely going to play out. So
Yeah. Also, the trade idea wasn't invalidated if price went in in drawdown. It was still a really good trade, like it did, and it respected that gap and just flushed.
all right, so that is the trade analyzing. Now let's get one last segment. And yeah. All right, so to wrap up this week's progress, pretty much break even week on the funded eval, I should say. Definitely a few mistakes that you definitely could have avoided that set yourself back. You would have passed the account if you did not be like extremely scared and mitigated way too early on that short. Your failure of realization that we have not broken out to the next high yet on today's trade on Friday. Monday's trade, you were chasing price again and again missed the proper entry. And then also I want to go over one thing. So you guys didn't see this part, but he forgot the every single trade he took this week. He barely remembered Thursday's trade, Wednesday's trade, and Monday's trade. So this is kind of just like a point of learning. If you do not remember the trade you took the week of, yeah, like bro, you are obviously not trying to actively and learn with intent, bro. Because if you cannot remember the trade you took the week of, you're obviously just trading with zero intent to learn. Like you need to remember every single trade you took. You need to remember every single loss you took, why you took that loss, why you took that win, why you made it to get a break even, why that trade lost. If you cannot remember the trade you took the day prior, what the fuck are you doing? I don't care, bro. You're my brother. Like I'm gonna yell at you. Like bro, you cannot remember a single trade from this week, and you actually need to remember those trades and bro, you actually need to learn from them, journal them, because the fact that you couldn't remember them is an issue. Would you agree or not?
No, I do. I mean, it's just silly.
Bro, bro. But yeah, bro, yeah, you guys watching this, please actually take intent to learn from all your trades, because every single trade is a lesson. Every single trade is a learning experience, and if you literally forget the trade you took, genuinely, how do you expect to progress and how do you expect to learn? So that is pretty much it. But to go over some final questions, how are we feeling going into next week? A quick post game interview.
Well, this helped a lot since, I mean, I can manage my position now instead of just going to break even instantly. I can have confidence in my trades. Like, I'm not just gonna be scared to lose almost. I'm gonna have confidence in my trades, and yeah, that's the reason I got lost a banger trade today that would have made my account pass or passed my account. So next week I'm gonna just be better with risk management and yeah, well, yeah.
All right. So yeah, I think this is a relatively longer video because we had 3 or 4 trades to go over, but that is the progress on this week's Broke to Profitable series. So hopefully next week you can get funded and get working on that XFA. But any closing statements?
Uh, no, no.
All right. So with that being said, in the description, TikTok, Instagram, my Discord where I teach trading for free. And if you want accounts with Alpha Futures, code Jack will get you discounted. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching and subscribe. Peace.